Welcome to the official opening of the 2021 World Water Day celebration.
Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the 1,300 participants that we have today. That's absolutely awesome. So thank you very much for joining. Let me very briefly introduce our three very distinguished panelists. Panelists, I'm going to cut your bio short, if that's okay. Forgive me. First, as you may be able to see already, is Euphresia Luseka, who's a water governance expert and co-lead of the Rural Water Supply Network and the network's Leaving No One Behind theme. Now, Euphresia is a seasoned water governance expert, 12 years experience in leadership, strategy development, and management in the WASH sector, nationally, regionally, and internationally, utilities, urban and rural. This lady knows her stuff, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing what she has to say. Euphresia, I'm going to turn straight to you now. And why did you join as well? And also, has it been a kind of a power to connect you with others?
Indeed, it has been, Neil. I would say that thrilling it is for us to be able to fulfill our dreams as women in water, and also as leaders, as female leaders in water in such a male-dominated field. However, enabling other women to be able to fulfill their dreams is a more wonderful experience. So for me, the campaign was so important because unfortunately, we have so many women leaders who are doing some recommendable work in terms of advancing the human right to water. Unfortunately, they remain to be uncelebrated. So this was an opportunity for me to be able to bring these other women together and to be able to share their stories and to be able to also tell the world that much as the statistics in terms of women in water leaders is still bleak, we still have something that we can be able to celebrate about as water sector practitioners. And then at the same time, I also wanted to mention that generally having women in leadership, it's not just talk. You know, when you look at the Global Intelligence Report that was shared in 2020, we can see the incredible work that the most powerful women in the water sector are doing. And this starts with Liv Garfield. But for me, I'm really attracted to the African women in this list as well. We have the ministers of water from my own country, Kenya, Cecily Kariuki. We have the Minister of Water from South Africa, Lindiwe Sisula. We have also Desiree coming from Cote d'Ivoire. And this lady is doing such an incredible job. She's even called Mamad Bulldozer. So we have a lot of good work that women are doing, but then at the same time, they are not being recognized enough, or also again being given the space to be able to showcase the good work. And particularly for me, the other reason that I was so keen in terms of participating into this campaign was seeing how other women who are also not listed in this list, women like Katarina de Albuquerque, Portia Parsley of the U.S. Agency of International Development, Katarina Fonseca of IRC, Elena Allen of Water for People, and many other women who are coming out strongly to look at the young women in water, to build their capacity, to encourage them to keep on going, because these are our future leaders in the sector. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Euphresia, and I cannot agree with you more. I absolutely concur with that. We need these young women like you and Rasha, quite honestly. You are the future, you're the stars. That's why you're here today. And we need you and many mothers like you to carry this work forward. I was just looking at the chat, and I think, Euphresia, you have really started something there, because I saw a huge number of comments saying, you know, kind of virtual high fives to you. I think this is, you know, clearly a big issue. And ask you, were you surprised at all by the conclusions of the World Water Development Report or the listening exercise? Are they what you expected? There is a challenge for this sector to appeal to youth properly and talk about in a language that, you know, younger people speak in, and I don't think we are there yet. Euphresia, talk to us, tell us, what do you think about this question? Were you surprised?
Indeed, I was terribly surprised. I want to pick up the discussion from the statistics that Rasha is giving. I'm glad she has given us the statistics from Asia, and these are again developing countries. And I want to share from the African perspective. I was a little bit disappointed by the fact that when you look at the report, we had approximately 75% of men participating in it. And these again are coming from the African countries and generally the BIPOC countries generally. So for me, I felt a little bit disappointed because I was wondering, where are the women? Given the fact that when you look at the rest of the report, it's really highlighting critically on the nexus between water security and the issues to do with climate change impacts. At the same time, these issues to do with climate change are affecting these developing countries the most. And again, women are affected the most because they're the ones who are interacting with water as a resource. At the same time, these are the future leaders that we are trying to really push the agenda on. So where are they? So for me, at the same time, I would say that the statistics were also kind of a call out for women to be able to step up when they're given these opportunities to come up and bring our voice on the issues that are affecting us with water, and also be able to give some of the solutions that probably can be able to advance the agenda. And I want to quote the words of Kato Kelesitse. She's coming from Botswana. She's a climate change advocate. And she says this, I'm going to read it. Women, take up space in your field of expertise and be loud about it. Your name should be fast to pop into people's minds when they're looking for someone in your field. Humility is costing us money. And that is the truth, ladies. Therefore, I would encourage us to come out and let our stories be told. Let them be loud. Let opportunities be able to find us being ready. Moreover, I was also expecting to hear the voices from the private sector. When you look at the United Nations Environmental Program report that was shared some few years back, they indicated that 3 out of 4 jobs use water heavily or moderately. So if they're using water heavily or moderately, it means that water security issues are really going to affect them in terms of job creation and also basically limit economic growth. So in that regard, I was looking forward to hear their voice on issues to do with water. And it's so interesting that the private sector is interested in women, but they're not interested in the welfare of women. When you look at the Mastercard Index report, it indicated that we have 27% of female entrepreneurs in sub-Saharan Africa, and they're heavily supported in their agenda by the private sector actors. But then again, I don't think that there's any woman in Africa or in any home that is going to leave their home to go to the office and the taps are dry, and even the containers for drinking water in the houses are dry. So how about to invest more time and actually more money in ensuring that we have water available for these women first? Then apart from that, I would also be looking
Euphresia,
at...
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to be the horrible person that interrupts you in full flow, because everything you just said, trust me, is making the hairs on my neck stand on end and powering me to action, okay? Let me just say one thing. On private sector, what we did was, this campaign was about real people, okay? Like I said, we knew what private sector PSR, we knew what Water Aid, we knew what they were going to say. This was about real people like you, okay? That's why you didn't hear from them this time. Everything you are saying, we have 1,200 people listening to you, okay? We will continue this. That's my promise to you, all right? Everything you just said.